Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Chanel. So today I am planning to go check out Spirit Halloween. I just saw that one of the Spirit Halloweens in my area has finally opened. So we're gonna go check out, see what they have. I'm super excited to go look at all the Spirit Halloween things. So let's go do some Halloween shopping, and then at the end of the video, if I do happen to get anything, I will do a little haul. So first walking into Spirit Halloween, they had these two huge animatronics, and then they had this little subway station with a ton of animatronics around the outside and the inside. A lot of them weren't plugged in, maybe like half of them were, so I wasn't able to show you all of them. But this little subway display was pretty cool. I picked up this phone, but nothing happened. I'm not sure if we were supposed to hear something. My boyfriend was messing with this one, and it's like a little scarecrow. They have this little like zombie hanging from the top. They have this two-faced clown.
Don't be afraid. Come closer. Take a candy. And let's carve up some fun this night. Our treats are crafted from your darkest.
He was pretty cool. They had another clown holding a bowl of candy. They had these fogging skull piles. Those were pretty cool. They had a little witch animatronic thing. They had a ton of IP blankets over here. Scream, Halloween, Disney. The Scream one was pretty cool. And they did have a ton of costumes. I didn't spend too much time showing all of the costumes because pretty much the whole store is costumes, and then they have a little bit of decoration. But they definitely have a ton of variations of costumes, ton of variations of Scream face, Ghost face, sorry. Scream face. But yeah, ton of Ghost face at Spirit Halloween, which I always love to see. Scream is one of my favorite movies. They had these creepy pumpkins, rats, and raccoons. I think this was a rat or a mouse. Yeah, they had a lot of little creepy decorations. This creepy dog. And then they had these creepy babies. I have never seen anything like this. Little like demon babies. Yeah, those gave me the heebie-jeebies. I did not, nope, not my thing. They had an empty soul on a swing, some more creepy pumpkins, stack of pumpkins. They had this little zombie dude hanging from a rope. Some more creepy animals, pigs, rabbits, skull on a snail, a bird. And then they had a ton of little skeletons, skeleton with a brain. That one was pretty cool. Just different color, creepy skeletons, hanging skeletons. They had a skull wind chime. That's pretty cool. They had a dropping spider. That would really freak me out. This random brain in a bucket. It's kind of squishy. They had a ton of tombstones, little foamy tombstones. They had creepy gates and a ton of little blow up Halloween figurines, jack-o'-lanterns, black cats, skeletons, wolf. gargoyles. They had these ground-bearing skeletons and zombies. Those are pretty cool. They had some more like hanging decorations. Skeleton head, pumpkin head, these little hanging zombies. They have a grave watcher decoration, this creepy clown, and then they had a ton of masks. So many masks, and a lot of them were just really terrifying and creepy. They had this Chucky mask. They had furry masks. Yep, I guess Spirit Halloween caters to the furries. They had this bleeding pig. Then they did have like your typical Scream mask. Ton of swords. Some lawn stakes. This little skeleton was pretty cool because it's curved, so you can like make it peek out like the back of a tree. They had a lot of moss. They had this little bloody knife situation. Some more skeleton and pumpkin heads. Some chained up feet and hands. And then just some regular old chain. They had a ton of this freaky fabric. They had like bloody, they had black, orange, purple, black, white. These were pretty cool. And then they had all different types, like for to go over the door or to lay on your table. They had this dead inside purse shaped like a coffin. They had this beanie. They had this spell book purse. This one was pretty cool too. And this was one of my favorites. They had this Scream wreath that you could hang on your door. Ghost face wreath. Really cool. They had some hanging Halloween pumpkin lights. Another creepy bird. They have this cool little light up cracked globe thing. They had a ton of hand soap dispensers, some pretty cool ones in here. They did have a ghost face one. They had a snake one, skulls, some more witchy themed ones. And then they had this lonely little ghost faced frame. They had some more little figurines. They had an Annabelle one. They had some Chucky dolls. They also had a few Harry Potter themed items over here in this section. A little closer look at the Chucky dolls. They did have some Jack Skellington items over here. These little Jack Skellington bottles were pretty cute. And then this light up bottle was really cool. I like that a lot. They had this cool Scream sign. They had a ghost face sign. They had a Halloween hanging sign as well. They had this little Chucky light up decoration. A miniature ghost face, some more Halloween pumpkins. Creepy little skull guy holding a book. Is that the Terrifier? I don't know. I don't like clowns, so I'm not too familiar. They had a little Frankenstein, these kissing skulls. They had some Haunted Mansion stuff. This little mummy sitting on a pumpkin. Another little squishy heart. There's that creepy clown again. They had a ton of LED signs and signs in general. The ghost face one was pretty cool. They had a Michael Myers one. They had this little Ouija board hanging decoration. The Bates Motel sign was pretty cool. I tried to get it to light up, but it wasn't working. But like I said, it looks like they're still setting up in this store, so some of the shelves were pretty empty. So I'm gonna have to come back and check it out when they're like fully stocked. I have this little black cat snow globe on a tombstone. Some more little Halloween mugs. Some Hocus Pocus kitchen towels and oven mitts. This dancing ghosty was pretty cute. They had some skeleton cats, a little ghosty wreath, ton more of these hanging signs. And creepy pictures. And they did have quite a few book boxes. They had this cool hourglass with a gold snake wrapped around it. They had this book box, Cabin Killer. And then they had this other book box that was pretty cool. They had some more skeleton heads, one with a bat in its mouth, one with roses on its head, some red ones, this creepy crow head. Skeleton torso. The Medusa heads were pretty cool too. They had this skull book, one that you could actually write in. Yeah, the Medusa heads were pretty creepy. I like those. They had a ton of taper candles. They had a lot of these sun catchers too. Another book box. And they had some Halloween bath mats. They had a ton of projectors of different types. They had a skeleton, blood drip, ghost face, regular ghosties. Really liked the ghost face one. Those were about $40. They had these pumpkin hanging string lights. They had black light bulbs. These little bat string lights. And then they had just this wall of randomly stupid funny hats that I just had to take a look at because there were some pretty funny things in here. Didn't know Spirit Halloween was this vulgar. They had this huge display from Squid Games, and then some more variations of ghost face costumes and masks. They had a pink rhinestone one, a silver rhinestone one. They had a double horn rhinestone one. They had like the disco square mask as well. Then they just had a ton of Halloween earrings, pumpkin or trick or treat pails. The mystery machine one was pretty cool. They had some Mickey and Minnie ones, then a ton of Halloween themed socks. They even had a Mean Girls one that said Burn Book. They had some Ghostface socks too. Blair Witch socks.
Oh
and then here I had my boyfriend stop on the animatronic so we could see what it does. A lot of people were in the store screaming at that one. This one's pretty creepy, the clown turning. We did try to get some of the other ones to work, but it seemed like they weren't all plugged in, or maybe they just weren't working. So I just got back from going to Spirit Halloween, and they had a decent amount of stuff. I honestly thought that they were going to have a little bit more like home decor. I felt like the section was a little bit small, but we did see some good things. I did not end up getting anything from there because it looked like they were still putting out a lot of their stuff. So I kind of want to wait and maybe go back in a couple of weeks and then see if they have anything different or like more quantities of some things. So I didn't get anything, but I did see a few cool things. I really like Ghostface. Scream is one of my all-time favorite slasher movies. So I saw this really cool Ghostface wreath, and I was like tinkering back and forth. Should I get it? Should I not? So I did not get it, but that's definitely on my mind for something I may get in the future. They had a really cool Ghostface projector light for the outside of the house. That was really cool. Both those things were, I believe they were $40 each of them. And then, yeah, I mean, they had like some cool little book boxes, and they had this cool little like light up bottle, kind of potion bottle. I thought that one was really cool. They had a really cool Bates Motel sign that I think lit up, and they had some Ghostface like little light up LED signs, and then they also had some Ghostface paintings and bath rugs. So they definitely have a lot of Ghostface stuff. They had so many different types of Ghostface masks, like with rhinestones, devil horns, like the disco little squares all over it. So they definitely have a lot of variety of Ghostface there. And yeah, those were pretty much the only two things I was really interested in, was like the Ghostface wreath and then the projector light, the Ghostface projector light. So we will see. Maybe I will go back if it's something I can't live without and go get him. But that's pretty much it for today's video. We will be going back to Spirit Halloween because, like I said, they were still out there in the aisles with boxes putting things out. So I know not everything is fully out yet, and I want to get the full experience and just see everything that I've been seeing online in the store. So we will be going back, and yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Till the next video. Bye.